the province has fallen short, to put it mildly, in terms of supplying monies to municipalities for things like social services. How much of a part of that kind of the discussion went on today?
Lots of it. I mean, in Sault Ste. Marie, we get 18, 19 million from the provincial government in a provincial grant that comes to us every year. We're spending almost 30 million on social services, ambulance, social housing, supportive wraparound services at housing providers, Ontario Works, and reemployment programs that the social services, the DSAB is organizing and coordinating. And so all those services cost more than we receive from the provincial government. And those are, traditionally provincial services paid for by provincial taxpayers. Now there's a grant, but it comes nowhere near. It's almost a third short in what the output is of that money. So we are in need of further provincial attention on that issue.
Do your mayoral colleagues share the same concern? Is there a one voice nature to the thrust you'll put forward?
Yes, I think that the efforts will be to really enumerate what those expenses are that we're incurring, and to go to the provincial government and say, these are provincial services. These are historically provincial services that have been essentially downloaded to the municipality. Here's the impact on the budgets in all of our communities. And as northern hubs, we draw in people from Prince Township, for example, from the Goulet River, from even further afield up north in Wawa, to we're kind of a service hub for those areas, and further east to Blind River and Deco Bay and the communities down the line. So there is a pressure put on our municipal services because we are providing services beyond the scope of our boundaries, but we are only being funded by the province for the specific boundaries of our municipality. So we're getting funding based on the numbers of people within our municipal boundary area, but we're providing services to people outside of our municipal boundary area, and that's something that the province, I think, needs to consider in determining how this funding flows.
Do I read the situation right? We're doing well as a city in terms of meeting the promises and the goals for the provincial funding, but the concern now rests with infrastructure to support that growth?
Well, I think we're doing well in spite of the challenges, and we could be doing even better. We could be building more housing. We could be attracting more residents. We could be diversifying our economy even more if we had a few of these issues addressed. And it's not a laundry list of 15 or 20 issues. These are 3 or 4 critical issues that the province, we hope that they'll sit down with us, and the federal government to a certain extent on the housing affordability file, that we hope they will sit down with us and work on addressing them in the near future.
How does what's your read on NOLUM vis-a-vis last year, where we were with physician recruiting to the north, and 2024's recruitment?
Well, the recruitment efforts are a challenge because fewer people are choosing to go into family medicine because the funding formula for family physicians is broken. They're currently negotiating. The province is currently negotiating a deal with the province is currently negotiating a deal with family physicians to determine the compensation levels, and we need them to get back to the bargaining table because those talks have broke down and they are now going to arbitration. But until that funding formula is figured out, we will continue to lag other provinces like British Columbia in the number of med students who are choosing to go into family medicine. So we have to take what has worked elsewhere and implement it here in Ontario.